I stood in the hotel hallway holding a bouquet of roses like an idiot. Room 847. That was the number glowing on her location, steady and undeniable. She'd been posting pictures all weekend, smiling into her phone like everything was perfect. Girls' trip, she called it. Much-needed time away with Sarah and Michelle. There were photos of wine glasses clinking, plush white spa robes, soft candlelight, laughter frozen in carefully angled frames. But something about them felt rehearsed, too polished, like a performance instead of a memory. The smiles didn't reach her eyes. The backgrounds looked interchangeable. So I did something I had never done before, something I told myself I'd never need to do. I checked her phone location, and it led me here, the Riverside Hotel, 2 hours from home. I told myself I was being ridiculous, that I'd show up with flowers, surprise her, maybe meet her friends, laugh about my paranoia over dinner. I wanted proof that I still trusted her. I knocked on room 847. I could hear faint movement inside, footsteps approaching, the metallic click of the lock turning. The door opened. A man stood there, mid-30s, dress shirt hanging open at the collar, barefoot on the carpet like he belonged there. He looked at me, then at the flowers in my hand. The color drained from his face so fast it was almost visible. "Can I help you?" he asked, his voice controlled but tight around the edges. Behind him, I heard running water, steam drifting faintly through the air, and then a woman's voice floated from the bathroom. "Babe, did you order room service?" That voice, my wife's voice, familiar in a way that suddenly felt distant. The man's fingers curled against the doorframe. "I think you have the wrong room." I didn't answer right away. I leaned slightly, looking past his shoulder. Her suitcase sat open near the bed, the same one I'd lifted into the trunk Friday morning. Her jacket hung neatly over a chair. On the nightstand was a bottle of wine already opened, 2 glasses beside it, one half full, one nearly empty. Evidence arranged casually, like nothing here needed hiding. I looked back at him. My voice came out steady, quieter than I expected, too calm for what was happening inside my chest. "Tell Rachel her husband's here." His expression collapsed like something inside him gave way. The bathroom door opened behind him, and my wife walked out in a hotel robe, damp hair pushed back from her face, a relaxed smile still lingering as if she had stepped out of a peaceful moment. She saw me. The smile vanished instantly, erased like it had never existed. The roses slipped from my hand and scattered across the carpet. If you want to know what I did next and why that man started crying before my wife did, hit subscribe, because what happened in the next 60 seconds changed everything. My name is Nathan Cross. I'm 39 years old, and until 3 days ago, I believed my marriage was stable, unshakable even. 15 years together, 2 kids, a quiet house in the suburbs of Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm a systems engineer for a manufacturing company, the kind of job that demands long hours and occasional travel, but always brings me back home. Rachel was a marketing director for a healthcare firm, sharp-minded, confident, the kind of presence that fills a room without effort. We met in college, married at 25, built a life brick by brick, or at least that's what I believed. The cracks didn't appear overnight, they never do. About 6 months ago, Rachel began talking about needing space. Not from me, she insisted, just from routine, from responsibility, from feeling like every part of her identity was tied to being a wife and mother. I understood, or I thought I did. 2 kids under 10 changes a person. So when she planned her first girls' weekend, I encouraged her. She deserved time to breathe. That trip was to Asheville, she said, with her college friends Sarah and Michelle. She came back lighter, energized, affectionate. I was relieved. Then there was another trip. Then another. Once a month, predictable as a calendar reminder. I never questioned it. Why would I? Until last Thursday afternoon when I was doing laundry. Her suitcase from the previous trip still sat in the closet. I pulled it out to store it properly, and a folded slip of paper slid from the side pocket. A receipt. Riverside Hotel, room 847. The date didn't match anything she'd told me. She had said that trip was at a spa resort in the mountains. I stared at the receipt for a long time, convincing myself there had to be a simple explanation. Maybe they changed plans. Maybe there was a booking issue. But a heavy feeling settled in my chest. I opened my laptop and checked our credit card statements. The Riverside Hotel appeared 3 separate times, each on a different weekend she had claimed to be somewhere else. My hands trembled against the keyboard. I refused to jump to conclusions. Instead, I did the one thing I'd never done in 15 years of marriage. I checked her phone location, and it led me here, the Riverside Hotel, 2 hours from home.
She replied minutes later, saying she had just checked in at the spa and would talk later. A red heart followed. She was lying. The map on my screen said otherwise. I grabbed my keys and drove. The Riverside Hotel was exactly what I expected, clean and impersonal, the kind of place people pass through without leaving a trace. I parked, sat gripping the steering wheel, fighting the urge to turn around and pretend none of this existed. Eventually, I went inside. The desk clerk greeted me politely. I told her I was there to surprise my wife in room 847. She hesitated, but eventually pointed me toward the elevator after I showed her our photo together. On the ride up, I stopped at the gift shop and bought red roses, her favorite, not because I believed everything was fine, but because some part of me still wanted to give her the chance to explain. The elevator opened onto the 8th floor. The hallway was quiet, carpet soft beneath my steps. I walked slowly, counting doors, heartbeat loud in my ears. Room 847 waited at the end. I paused there, knowing that whatever was behind that door would change everything. I raised my hand and knocked. Footsteps approached. The lock clicked. The door opened. A man stood there, mid-30s, tall dress shirt unbuttoned at the collar, barefoot. He looked at me, looked at the flowers. His face went white. For a second, neither of us spoke. Then he said, voice tight, "Can I help you?" Behind him, I heard water running, a shower, then a voice. Her voice. "Babe, did you order room service?" "Babe?" She called him Babe. The man's hand tightened on the doorframe. "I think you have the wrong room." I looked past him, saw her suitcase, the one I'd helped her pack yesterday morning, the one with the luggage tag I bought her for Christmas, saw her jacket draped over the chair, saw the bottle of wine on the nightstand, 2 glasses. I looked back at him. "Tell Rachel her husband's here." His face crumbled. The bathroom door opened. Steam poured out. Rachel walked into the room wearing a white hotel robe, hair wet, towel in her hand. She was smiling. "Babe, I was thinking we could—" She saw me. The smile froze. The towel dropped from her hand. For 3 seconds, nobody moved. Then the flowers fell from my hand, hit the carpet with a soft thud. Rachel's face went from shock to panic to something I'd never seen before. Fear. "Nathan," she whispered. The man stepped back. I didn't know. She said she was separated." That snapped me out of it. I looked at him. "Separated?" He nodded, frantic. "She said you two were getting divorced, that she was just waiting for the paperwork." I turned to Rachel. "Is that what you told him?" She opened her mouth. Nothing came out. "We're not separated," I said, voice hollow. "We're not getting divorced. We had breakfast together yesterday morning. I helped her pack that suitcase." The man, his name was Tyler, I'd learn later, grabbed his shoes and jacket. "I'm sorry," he said to me. "I swear I didn't know." He looked at Rachel one more time, disgust in his eyes. "You lied to me." He left. The door closed, and it was just us. Rachel stood there in her hotel robe, hair dripping, mascara starting to run. "Nathan, please." "How long?" I asked. "It's not how long, Rachel." She wrapped her arms around herself. 6 months. 6 months? The same time the girls' weekend started? "There were no girls' weekends," I said. Not a question, a statement. She shook her head. "Sometimes Sarah covered for me, but mostly no." "So every time you kissed me goodbye, every time you said you loved me, every time you texted me from your spa day?" "I do love you," she said, desperate. "Nathan, I do. This wasn't about you." I laughed. It came out bitter. "Then what was it about?" "I don't know." She was crying now. "I don't know. I felt invisible. Like I was just Nathan's wife and the kid's mom, and I needed to feel like me again." "So you cheated." "I made a mistake."
6 months isn't a mistake, Rachel. 6 months is a choice you made over and over again. She reached for me. I stepped back. Don't. I looked around the room, really looked. The wine, the rose petals on the bed, the lingerie on the chair. This wasn't a mistake. This was planned, deliberate. Did you love him? I asked. She hesitated. That was answer enough. I don't know, she finally said. Maybe. I thought I did. And me? I love you, Nathan. I never stopped loving you. You have a funny way of showing it. I picked up the flowers from the floor. They were crushed, petals scattered on the carpet. I looked at them, then at her. I bought these for you, I said. I drove 2 hours because I wanted to surprise you, because I thought maybe we could spend the evening together. My voice cracked. I thought I was being a good husband. You are, she sobbed. You're a great husband. This isn't your fault. Then whose fault is it, Rachel? She didn't answer. I turned to leave. Nathan, wait, please. We can fix this. I stopped, hand on the door. Fix this? I repeated. How? How do we fix 6 months of lies? How do I ever trust you again? Therapy, counseling, whatever you want. Just don't leave, please. I looked back at her. The woman I'd loved for 15 years. The woman I'd built a life with. The woman who just destroyed everything. I'm going home, I said, to our kids. You can stay here or come home. I don't care. But when you get back, we're done. Nathan, we're done, Rachel. I opened the door. I'm sorry, she whispered. I didn't look back. So am I. The drive home was a blur. I don't remember getting on the highway, don't remember the exits I passed. I just drove. My phone rang 6 times. Rachel. I didn't answer. She texted dozens of messages. Please talk to me. I'm so sorry. I love you. Don't do this. I pulled over at a rest stop and blocked her number.
Then I called my brother. Nathan, what's up? Can you watch the kids tonight? Yeah, sure. Everything okay? No, I said, but it will be. I picked up the kids from my brother's house at 8 p.m. Emma, my 9-year-old, ran to me. Daddy, where's Mommy? She's still on her trip, sweetie. When's she coming home? I don't know. My son Jake, 7 years old, looked at me with those 2 smart eyes. Are you okay, Dad? I knelt down, pulled them both into a hug. I'm okay, buddy. I promise. That night, I put them to bed, read them stories, tucked them in. Then I went to my bedroom, our bedroom, and I stared at the empty space where Rachel should have been. She came home Sunday night. I was in the kitchen. The kids were asleep. I heard her car on the driveway. The door opened. She walked in, eyes red, face puffy. Nathan? I didn't look up from my coffee. Kids are asleep. Can we talk? No. Please, just... I called a lawyer Friday night, I said. Papers will be ready this week. She sat down across from me. You're really doing this. You did this, Rachel, not me. We have kids, a family, 15 years. I know, I said, and you threw it away for hotel weekends with a guy who didn't even know you were married. She flinched. I loved you, I continued. I trusted you. I would have done anything for you. I know, but it wasn't enough, was it? She didn't answer. I stood up. You can stay in the guest room tonight. Tomorrow, we tell the kids. Then you find somewhere else to live. Nathan, I'm done. Rachel, we're done. We told the kids Monday morning. Emma cried. Jake went quiet. It's not your fault, I told them. Mommy and Daddy we can't be married anymore. But why? Emma asked. Sometimes grown-ups make mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes can't be fixed. Jake looked at me. Are you leaving, Dad? No, buddy. I'm staying right here. I'm not going anywhere. What about Mom? Rachel wiped her eyes. I'm going to get my own place, but I'll see you all the time, I promise. Emma hugged her. I don't want you to go. I know, baby. I know. I watched them cry together and felt something inside me harden. This was her choice, her consequences, but they were paying the price too. The divorce took 4 months. Rachel tried to fight it at first, wanted counseling, wanted to work on things. I refused. My lawyer was clear. She committed adultery. You have proof. In North Carolina, that matters. We settled out of court. I got primary custody. She got weekends. I kept the house. She took her car and half the savings. No alimony. Not after what she did. The day the papers were signed, I felt nothing. Not relief, not sadness, just empty. 6 months later, I was doing okay. The kids adjusted. Kids are resilient like that. I got into a routine. Work, school pickup, dinner, homework, bedtime. I joined a gym, started running again. I even went on a date. Nothing serious, just coffee with a woman from work. It felt strange, but not bad. One night, Emma asked, "Dad, are you happy?" I thought about it. "I'm getting there, sweetheart." "Good," she said. "You deserve to be happy." I hugged her. "So do you." Rachel reached out a few times, apologizing, asking if we could talk. I kept it brief, polite, focused on the kids. I heard through mutual friends that she and Tyler didn't last, broke up 2 months after the divorce. Turns out, relationships built on lies don't have strong foundations. I didn't feel vindicated. I just felt done. A year after that hotel hallway, I was putting Emma to bed. "Dad," she said, "do you still love Mom?" I paused. "I'll always care about her. She's your mom. But no, I don't love her anymore." "Because she hurt you?" "Yeah. I'm sorry she hurt you." I kissed her forehead. "It's okay, baby. I'm okay now." And I was. Not perfect, not healed completely, but okay. Here's what I learned. Trust isn't something you rebuild. Once it's broken, it's broken. You can forgive, you can move on, but you can't unknow what you know. I'll never forget standing in that hallway holding flowers, watching my marriage end in real time. But I'll also not forget what came after. The strength I found, the life I rebuilt, the man I became. Rachel made her choice. I made mine. And my choice was to walk away with my dignity intact. If you've ever been betrayed, if you've ever stood in a hallway holding flowers meant for someone who didn't deserve them, if you've ever had to explain to your kids why love isn't always enough, this one's for you. Hit subscribe for more real stories about real life. Comment, "I walked away," if this hit home, because sometimes the strongest thing you can do is leave. And sometimes leaving is how you save.